Hi guys, and welcome back to Leslie Through the Looking Glass. For those of you that are new here, hi, my name is Leslie. For my returning viewers, as always, thank you so much for coming back to support my channel. It really means so much to me. Sorry, there was a really weird noise coming from the door. It must have just been the creaking when the air kicked on. I am trying to be a little quiet because everybody is sleeping. It is 9 o'clock at night, but I did not post a Mental Health Monday today, and I really wanted to. I'm exhausted, but I said I was going to try to be more consistent about getting my posts up on Monday, and this is me holding myself accountable. Today was crazy busy, and this is just the first time I've had a chance, and I was going to not, but I figured I should just do it. So I'm a hot mess because I'm about to get in the shower. My hair is crazy, but yeah, that's where we're at. I am sleepy. I haven't slept good the last few nights, so I'm very tired. And I slept weird, so my neck hurts really bad, which has given me a headache all day. And that makes everything harder in life, I feel like. But I wanted to come on and talk a little bit because I don't know if it's something I talked about too much before. And I had two therapy appointments today. I had my individual and then couples counseling session. But, and I think that is a big part of why I'm so exhausted. I really love and appreciate therapy. It has literally been life changing for me, and took me from a scary place to a great place. As far as, I mean, not everything is great, but compared to where I was, I feel great about what it accomplished. And right, like, it gives you the tools and it teaches you how to do things, but it's also a lot of hard work, and it's always super emotional. You're sharing things that you don't want to share or that are hard to share, or things like that. So doing that twice in one day is mentally exhausting. Like, last week didn't seem as bad as this week, and I don't I think I've talked about it on here. My personal therapy, I got to a point where both me and the therapist, it was her idea, I agreed, and thought it made sense, was like, you're coming in and sharing a lot, but there's not enough going on to probably warrant weekly sessions anymore. You're in a good place, you have a lot of tools. Do you want to go to the point where you just come in as you need to? And I did feel confident and ready with that decision. So that's how it's been for, oh, I don't know, 2 years now, probably. And I've gone back several times for sessions here and there, depending on what's going on in life. Like when we miscarried the last time, I went back for a few sessions. I just have gone back the last couple weeks because learning some things about myself in couples therapy and some of the tactics I use to share my feelings and emotions, I've been shown are not the best way, but it's how I've always communicated, or how I've always like thought conversations went or sharing feelings went. And so I decided that I should go back to therapy a little bit and share like what I learned there, to get some insight and tools for myself, so that I can apply them better and figure out how to navigate that, as well as figure out why I've shut. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry, guys. Oh, told you I was so tired. But what would a Monday video be without yawning? I do it all the time, anyways. But I've also like shut off certain parts of sharing and my feelings where I keep a lot of those things in. And I knew the reason behind it, but I wasn't sure how to navigate getting past that on my own. without having a lot of anxiety about it. So those are the reasons I kind of went back. I don't have one scheduled next week, so I'll only have like regular one, which is good. Because it is hard, but I also felt it was really necessary. And unfortunately, with my schedule, it's just the only way that really worked. But that also takes up a lot of time. Like I go when Amelia's at school, so I have to take her to school, and then I have to drive to the next town and go to therapy, and then drive back, and then take Amelia to my parents' house, go to the other therapy, go pick her up, come back home. So I just ran out of time today. And obviously those things are the most important. So whatever didn't get done doesn't get done. But I did want to kind of just share these things with you guys, and talk a little bit about how hard some of that is. And even having really heartfelt, emotional conversations with my husband over the weekend. Like they ended well. You know, we had progress made, and it was a positive conclusion. But it exhausts me. That mental toll that it takes on me is just really hard. And we talked about it a little bit in therapy today, because I explained how tired I felt from that. Even when, you know, like when you have fights and stuff like that, that to me makes sense that it's draining because you are expending all this energy. But even when you're calm and collected and sharing and it's received, and you're not butting heads, or you're not like defending or anything, I would feel those conversations would feel less taxing on your brain. But for me, they just all are good. And so we talked about that, and you know, sorry guys, and stuff like that, and gave me some insight onto that. I mean, obviously there's not much I can do to affect how my body processes situations, but as things continue to progress, as we continue to have those conversations, in theory my body will not like go into that like tired shutdown mode. She said it's a lot of like when you're overstimulated, which makes sense in the situation for me a lot. And so and with therapy twice in one day, that also kind of goes hand in hand, whereas it's all positive things and progress was made, and like none of the sessions were really like there wasn't much negative associated to it. It was all pretty like good stuff, but it was just a lot, and so like it was overstimulating, and so it made me really tired. And that's just something I have to learn to balance, which is part of the reason after this week we decided, like, we got the initial concerns kind of opened up and some tools. So now I'm gonna take next week off and then go back at least one more time after that, and then we'll see from there. But it's so comforting to know that when I get in these positions, I have a good established relationship with my therapist, and she gets me in and we figure it out. And that's just, it makes these situations seem a lot less daunting. That first, being told that something you've always done is not the way to do it, and that it's not a healthy behavior for communication and stuff when you've always thought it was like so smart is hard, right? Like when you are like, oh crap, okay. And it seemed very overwhelming, because I'm like, how do you change something you've always done, and how do you change something that you didn't know you were doing wrong? And it's been that way for so long, as long as I can think of. So the comfort to that the next day, once that initial like shock wore off, was okay, well, you have somebody who can help you figure out why you do this and figure out how to do it other ways. And that was a really good feeling. And to me, the fact that I didn't like dwell on it, and I immediately was like, okay, I need help to figure this out, and put a plan in place really made me feel good and confident about myself and where I'm at with my mental health. So, yeah. But that's pretty much it. I just kind of wanted to share those things because it's a lot and I'm tired, but it's important for people to hear these things because somebody else could be going through it. It's also Mental Health Month starting the 1st, so that is always something I like to bring up. I do have something I will share sometime during that month that's kind of cool. But other than that, guys, I hope everybody is doing well. Check in down below. Let me know how you're doing. I have not been good at getting on track for Saturdays, but I am committing to Mondays, so that's why I'm filming so late at night. But now I'm going to go take a shower and go to bed and try to get good sleep because I'm exhausted. So I will see you guys next week. Bye!